The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Taste of Spring Beer, Spirits, and Wine Festival on Saturday, June 1st from 4 to 7 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, spirits, and wine tasting at Charles Park near downtown. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is the eve. It is the eve for Give to Lincoln Day. And excited because you get to meet a lot of people and you get to see a lot of good people doing good things. All right, that's what tomorrow is going to be, is to be in place. We'll be down at Cedar, 6601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Yep.
We'll be down there from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. Rain or shine, come through, blow the horn, drop off some balloons. If you want to bake some cookies and drop them off, come on through. You want to bring some candy, come on through. Whatever you want to do. Listen, you want to break the piggy bank, you want to come on, get Johnny's piggy bank, bring it on through. Let him feel good, because you'll see what it is that this is going for.
Kids bring mom and dad's credit card.
Right.
It all works.
Like all of that. You can do it digital. You can do it from your office. You could just make a donation. We'll even have a drop point here. So if you're close to downtown, you want to just drop it off at the ticket. Of course, we have somebody here that can receive it and relay the information there as well. As we get into today's show, and I do want to talk about coaches and players and programs and organizations and all of those things. But before we do, Austin, would you please, kind sir, let them know and remind them, who are those people at the Mercado?
They are fine folks who do excellent things with high quality meats. Every type of meat, every type of cut at 2 Lincoln locations, 84th and Havelock, as well as 30th and Yankee Hill. 1 location up in Omaha at 168th and Maple. And hey, in just about a week, we'll be down at 30th and Yankee Hill, very close to the Mercado. So come see us at Scissors and Scotch. Stop by the Mercado. And, of course, Friday, Fired Up Friday. They haven't posted yet what this week's meal is, but 11 to 2 on Friday, they have lunch at the 2 Lincoln and 1 Omaha locations. So check them out, Mercado, on Instagram, Facebook, to see what your option is on Friday.
And here's the thing. For tomorrow from 11 to 1, there'll be some of your favorite food trucks down at Cedars.
Some of your favorite people with some of your favorite food trucks.
Yeah, like good people with good food for good reason, good cause. We're going to take some of these helmets too. Like, we want to create a social media chain of Husker fans wearing various helmets. Like, you make your donation and then you take a picture and, like, I gave Give to Lincoln Day. I gave to Cedars.
We don't have stickers. We have football helmets.
Yeah, I just want you to put the helmet on. Like, we've got Husker stickers that we could take with us. We've got headbands.
We do.
We have headbands. We can give you ticket headbands if you come tomorrow. They'll have all sorts of people there. And I know Chancellor is recovered enough that he's going to, show up.
He was walking fine. I'm happy that he's walking fine today.
Well, he was clear that, listen, I am still in recovery. He is not beyond feeling some kind of way. He knows that he was in a match yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my UFC friends. You just UFC. You go, you look good, and they go, yeah, but I was still in the fight yesterday. Like, I look good, but I look better than I feel, and I'm pretty sure that they are coping and dealing with it because they went through it. Megan was struggling. She was struggling. So, it's a thing. Lots to talk about in this thing. And again, a big drive to the conversation is, and in full disclosure, that I spent a lot of time yesterday, talking to the universities around the country, different universities, about what they were doing when it came to business and the thing that is college athletics, whether it's Power 5 or other. That everybody's having these discussions about what they should be doing, what they should be paying attention to. And then a thing popped up today, which is great news for Nebraska and alums, right? That Tyronn Lue gets a raise with the Clippers. Austin, how much was that?
$70 million over 5 years.
$70 million over $14 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good to watch one of yours go get, and then pay attention that fact that one of yours is getting, because it always has some residual effect. But it led me to ask the question, and there's no slight to it. There's no slight intended. It's a legitimate question. Can Tyronn Lue lead the Clippers to an NBA title with the lineup that they have currently?
Can he? Yes. Will he? I wouldn't bet the bank on it.
But it seems the Clippers are betting the bank on it.
Steve Ballmer's got a pretty big bank.
Well, but I mean, this is the thing, that everybody in sports who's at the top level has a pretty big bank.
Yeah.
Like this has been like, we've removed the mystique and the lie of things that, times are hard and money is tight.
Yeah.
No.
Not for pro sports owners.
Not for pro sports, not for college sports.
Yeah.
Not for college sports. Because, and this is why I wanted to have the conversation, was that if pro owners think that that buying a head coach, Jim Harbaugh being another one of conversation, if buying a head coach, bringing in a head coach and paying them just ridiculous, copious amounts of money can turn good teams into great teams, or are you trying to turn good teams into world champion teams? And I'm not sure what the answer is, because Andy Reid has the title. He holds the throne when it comes to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
In the NBA, I'm not sure Denver knew what they were getting in hiring the coach. The coach made himself a champion, and then everything else. Anybody else? Are you telling me that Boston hired a world champion coach, or did he have a world champion roster and was just trying to get out of the way?
I think it goes situation by situation. I think that's the way it has to be, because my theory has long been this, DP.
Hmm?
Elite coaching can cover for average talent. Elite coaching can raise it. You can get them in the right spot at the right time, in the right place. You can coach them up. I think elite talent can cover for average coaching. But it's hard to win a title when only one of those two groups is elite. If both are average, you're going to be average. What I think happens is that the best coaches, right? Who was it Jimmy Johnson that always said, my Jimmys and Joes versus your X's and O's, or I'll take your Jimmys and beat them with my Joes, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
The best coaches can find a way to win with pretty much any group of players.
I can take your players and beat my players. I can take my players and beat your players.
That, exactly. The best coaches can do that, right? They have an innate ability to connect, to see the game differently, to put their players in those positions to succeed. But sometimes that takes a team from the 9 seed in the play-in to the 5 seed. Solidly in the playoffs, still not with home court. Mm-hmm. That's what I think a a really good coach can do. Where I think you get to that next level is by adding the elite talent on the court. That's how you go from the 5 seed to the 2 seed or the 1 seed, and now you're cooking.
I always took that thing. Well, I can take your players and beat my players. I can take my players and beat your players. Only in the case that it's that particular group. It has to be a specific group, because if that were true, Greg Popovich would be winning in San Antonio.
Right. And he's the highest paid coach in the NBA, I believe. Still, is he worth it right now?
Right, you have to ask those questions. That's Spoelstra. You can go through the full list of
Steve Kerr.
Well, what did you get for your money? Are you getting the name? Are you getting the management? Are you getting the legacy? Or are you? And I never know what an organization is doing in changing coaches, right? Because rarely do owners tell you, my search is this. Like, here's what I need. Because if they pin themselves to, hey, I need conservative play calling, disciplined, cardiac, I need, all these things, then you're stuck to that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And none of them, I don't know. What was the last time an owner gave a coach a new contract and said, I'm paying you to win an NBA title? Can you recall ever hearing an owner say, I'm paying you to win an NBA title? Like a new coach or a new contract. And help me, because I'm not sure that I can recall it. So
do you have to go back to Phil with the Lakers?
I don't know that they said he needed to win an NBA, a world championship. I think the assumption was that he would win a world championship. The same for Pat Riley when he went to Miami. But I'm not sure that it was expected, truly expected. It may have been the
Bobo
standard.
in LA.
This is right.
Ham
Couldn't have been hired to win an NBA title.
What about Budenholzer in Phoenix? Do you think they gave him that just now?
Well, I think that should be a part of it if that's your focus. But this is the time where we're identifying from pro teams, pro ownership, and college programs what priority one really is. And my thing is that, Austin, we don't know. Like, and text on, let me know. Am I wrong for wanting to know what everybody's priority one is?
I think so.
Like, right? Like, if it's Nebraska, did you hire Will Bolt to win the College World Series? Did you hire him to win the Big Ten tournament? Did you hire him to win the Big Ten regular season? What was it? What is the standard for Rhonda Revelle? Right? That you're supposed to win the College World Series, or you're supposed to win the Big Ten, or you're supposed to have Player of the Year. Like, is it player development? Is it people experience? Like, what is it? Because ultimately, colleges have to make a decision about what their priority is right now. Like, right now.
Well, to your point, when we don't hear from owners about what they're looking for in a search, I think some of it is you have to know what's going on behind the scenes, but you might also figure out what an organization thinks of itself based on who it hires. Does an organization view itself as developmental? So they go pay more for a coach because they don't think they can attract talent. Do they think that they're a roll the ball out and let him play a la Kentucky, where the name brand will carry? They can get anyone to coach because the talent's going to be good enough.
We're just better than you.
Right.
Duke.
You learn what an organization thinks of itself, even if it doesn't explicitly tell you, based on who they hire. To use that Duke example, it told you that we wanted safe. We wanted familiar, right? That's why they went with Shire. He was already there. He was being groomed for the last 5 years. Carolina, similar sort of thing. Didn't flex its muscle. Said, we're comfortable with Hubert Davis. He's here. He knows the family. He knows what's up. Kentucky, I think, took a little bit more of a risk. They kept it in the family, but they went to some third or fourth cousin. You know, they flexed their muscle last time.
But they went to the good branch of the family tree.
Right. The one we talk about, the one whose picture's on the mantle.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, no, that's Nancy's son. We can go over there. That'll be good. So here's where we are. One, I'll ask everybody who's willing to answer. If you are running your own organization, whether it be college or pro, you have, let's just say it's $1 million. Some cases it's 5, some cases it's 10, some cases it's 72. Whatever that thing is. Are you paying, is it more important for you to pay players that money? Or is it more important for you to pay coaches that money? Because that will tell us how we're going to do business going forward. So we'll throw a break, come back, more Old School DP, Austin Norman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Taste of Spring Beer, Spirits, and Wine Festival on Saturday, June 1st from 4 to 7 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, spirits, and wine tasting at Charles Park near downtown. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them, believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relief. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through June 4th is buy 2 New York strips, get 1 sirloin for free. Also, $1.50 off gelato pints and scoops of gelato for just 50 cents. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Old School. I think a lot of this and a part of the conversation that we're having is just trying to figure out what sports is at whatever level that you're a fan of, because some of you are NBA fans, some of you are college hoop fans, some are NFL fans, some are college football fans, right? And they tie together based on why you love what you love. And Austin and I are talking, and even in the break we were talking about the thinking behind putting your money at the top of your organization versus the bottom. Now, Austin was just saying a thing, and I do want him to say it on air because I think it makes a valid point, that in his mind, he would rather pay for the coach because the coach is less transient.
Hypothetically, right?
Okay.
Because I know I understand just how much coaches move in this day and age, right? It's why we're having the conversation about players in the portal. If the coaches can move, why can't the players, right?
Yeah.
I am fully on board with that, and I fully understand that. The reason that I go with the coach, right? Would I rather pay 1 Brad Underwood or 5 Coleman Hawkins, just for a random example, right? Players have a finite timeline in college, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 7 with the COVID eligibility, which I think we're about done with that era of things. But typically, right. 5 years is the longest they can be there. Coaches can leave whenever they want, but there's a better chance that they can stick around longer than that and shape a program in their image the way they want to. So I would rather take swings and at that fastball, take bites at that apple to try to get my guy in place for as long as I can keep him so he can build a program in his image. I know player-to-player recruiting is huge. I'm sure that's the bulk of it. But if I hit on the right coach that is in place, that has a system that's appealing, that wins for me, players are going to want to come play for him. So if I have the coach in place, he's going to attract the players. If I have the players in place, they could be gone whenever. So it's going to be harder to attract a coach with players than it will be to attract players with a coach.
So to say that, and we were talking about like Wake Forest. So removing the Elite 8 basketball programs or the Elite 8 football programs, then to say that if a coach wins 75% of their games in year 1, the likelihood that they're going to stay at the non-elite program beyond another year is so finite, right? So minute,
infinitesimally small,
right? Just man. And the same applies for those who lose 75% of their games. They're going to move. Everything else is an extreme and an exception to the rule. If you're telling me that 8 out of 230 football programs legitimately have no chance to win a national title, 8 of them do. So those 8 programs, pay your coaches. But what I also know is that those coaches will all tell you, I'm not elite without the talent.
Right.
If I don't have elite talent, you're Northwestern. Would Northwestern rather have, and this is where Nebraska has to figure out, what Nebraska has to figure out, is that with new rules in play and new opportunities, more transparency with numbers, right? That I think that's
never hurts. Yeah,
right. It would be beneficial. That if you could pay players and that you decide whatever your number is, let's just say $3 million a year. If you're Nebraska, do you hire more coaches with that $3 million, or do you go and get 5-star players for that $3 million?
Well, I think it depends on if you believe in Matt Rule, right? Because to me, it's Nebraska thinks it has its coach. So if it thinks it has its coach and its coaching staff, you absolutely spend that money on players. To continue the college football example, let's look at Kansas and Kansas State. They went the coach route. Kansas got Lance Leipold, career winner, brought him to Lawrence. K-State got Chris Kleiman, who did really good things at North Dakota State, brought him there. The flip side of that equation on the players' end of things is Texas A&M, is Miami. You see both approaches, right? Right now, Kansas and Kansas State are better than A&M and Miami. You would take both of those teams, over the other two, I think, most days of the week, even with
I would take their recent results. As a coach, if you're asking me whose roster would I rather have,
you take A&M and Miami every day of the week.
Like if I can coach, give me ballers.
Yes, absolutely.
Give me ballers. You leave them other dudes.
So let's flip that on its head a little bit. Is it a bigger failure for Kansas and Kansas State not to have elite rosters because they have elite coaches? Or is it a bigger failure for A&M and Miami not to have elite coaches because they do have elite rosters?
Yeah, both. And that's why in asking the question, I was trying to figure out if you're Nebraska moving forward, do you, let's say you remove the cap on number of coaches and you remove the cap on what players can be paid. What direction do you want Nebraska to go in as a fan? Which direction? Would you get more excited if Nebraska had one of the top 8 coaches in the country or 4 of the best football players in the country?
I think football and basketball are different conversations because you get football players for 3 seasons. That's 3 seasons of hype that you can build up to. I would say Nebraska needs to have enough coaches. My worry with expanding is you get too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Too many voices being heard. Now, expand recruiting operations. But why do you expand recruiting? To get players.
Get better players.
So to me, let's say it's that $3 million that you have. I put 30% of that into more staffers. I put 70% into let's get these players here and keep them here.
Like if it's basketball, right? Because it's such a condensed pool.
And you can be here for 1 year and then make more money.
Well, the NBA and the NFL work differently on how they deal with
and that has to be taken into account.
Which is a whole other thing. Baseball falls in the same pool.
Yeah.
Volleyball falls. It's a really good day to have that conversation too. Right. Really good day to have that conversation. Nebraska is close. They're literally 2 swings away from a national title. As is, 2 swings. Who gets you those 2 swings?
A player gets you a swing.
Player,
Taylor Landfair.
Player or 2. What if for the same money that you would put into the coaching staff, you can get 2 players to help you beat Texas.
But I think it proves my point too, because how did Nebraska get to where it was initially? Terry Pettit and John Cook.
Right. There's no right or wrong in it. I'm just trying to figure out from Husker Nation, how are you processing and approaching this? Are you excited when, okay, Rhonda Rovell goes out and gets the twins, and she gets an
Second team
absolute
All Big Ten.
Yeah, like a power, certainly a Power 5 middle infielder with some pop. Would that get you? Does that get you more excited than if she had gone and actually pulled Wisconsin's head coach to become their assistant coach?
Of course it does.
Right.
Yes.
Well, right.
Yes.
Right.
Very much so.
Like, I mean, because we get caught up in the semantics, but the reality is those 3 players with maybe a 4th on the way, right? Pitcher. To go along with the best player in college softball and some returning players that, I don't know, just made a bid, that you would, as a fan, get more excited by the 4 additions rather than the 1 big addition. So as we go forward, how are we going to move? How are we going to think? What do you, Texter? I mean, Jay says, Coach Jay says, I'd go with Coach 100% of the time. And you're not right or wrong. Me saying that always choosing to give the coach 100% of the time is mentally lazy, because it depends on the situation and circumstance. It depends. If you're Northwestern in basketball and Boo Buie leaves, you need players. You've got a coach that is proven that's what they do. But Chris Collins, quiet as quiet kept, is one of the top 12 best coaches in the country. He just doesn't have the resources that Tom Izzo has. He just doesn't have the players Tom Izzo has. And some of that's because he's Tom Izzo. But ask Indiana if you can rely on that. You think Indiana would take a top 8 coach, or do you think they'd take 3 horses to add to their roster?
They just got 3 horses in the portal this offseason.
That's my point. So if you're Nebraska, and it depends on the sport.
It does.
Which of the Nebraska coaches, like Mark Manning's locked.
He's good. St. Clair.
John Cook, locked.
John Cook, locked.
Locked, right? Matt Rule, locked. Hoiberg, now, locked, right?
Williams got her extension.
Right? So you have coaches putting money towards the thing. This is I can almost hear my mother. You have some extra cash. Why are you getting more shoes? You have enough shoes. You need to change your blazer game, son. Right? Do something else. I'm just not sure what Husker Nation wants and how it perceives all of this activity that's about to happen. Because in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about that. I want you to understand that some of these universities are in a different situation than Nebraska, and we're trying to identify what they're all trying to solve. DP, Austin Norman, we'll be back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through June 4th is buy 2 New York strips, get 1 sirloin for free. Also, $1.50 off gelato pints and scoops of gelato for just 50 cents. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
Clothes dryer not drying like it should? Could be your dryer vent. Call Bryant for a professional cleaning. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry, this deal ends soon. See Home Club for details.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Segment number 3 of hour number 1 before we roll over to 5 o'clock. And Austin, there's depth to it. And the text line is active. And here's the thing about all of this. You are probably all correct. And I'm not sure that you can all be right or wrong. Like, it's just a thing, right? Said, Frick asked the question, does the coach attract the best players, or is it whether they play right away or not? All of that if you're playing high risk business, sports business, you have to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody if you're recruiting a 5-star, you're expecting them to contribute right now.
Dylan.
Right. Like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's a part of it. As a matter of fact, that's part of the grading. Is that as a 5-star that you can, as your high school career has shown and your skill set has shown, that you could contribute at a high level right away to the college level. Same thing applies from college draft to the NFL. As they grade you, yes, this is a starter right away. This is probably a long-term career player at that position with levels of success, right? So all of that is in play. And this is why we just throw a blanket over sports, and we talk about it sometimes in a way that just makes my head hurt because, we're just throwing money around, and it's not our money. Like, if they're paying somebody, $14 million a year to coach, not everybody feels the brunt or the pressure of your $300 season tickets.
Right.
Like, you're mad that, hey, I gave you $300, bro. You know what I could have done with that money? But it's not the same.
No,
it's not the same. Here's the other thing that the question, and I'm going to play nicely because I want to read the text in full without identifying the person who texted it. This one says, if she doesn't make the tournament next year with what she gets, maybe she needs to be replaced. And if she gets another player, doesn't make it to the Women's College World Series, then does that mean she gets fired? And through all of that, and of course, barring injury is always the asterisk that follows all of these conversations, because this season for Husker softball without Jordy Ball is not the same with Jordy Ball. It's a different season. Listen, not for nothing, but I think they got development they wouldn't have gotten had Jordy been healthy, right? And then you're adding players who can help you at key positions, all in the middle of the diamond, which is a real big part of winning in the Big Ten and then having any sort of Women's College World Series success. Extra arms, solid defenders in the middle, game-breaking power that you can add to. And again, you're trying to replace Andrews, and that's a thing, right?
Both of them,
right? You need somebody that can play multiple positions, middle of the batting order or top half the batting order, and get work in. And then there's still Abby Squire. There's lots of moving parts in the thing. So then it becomes this. In asking the question, are you recruiting coaches or teacher coaches? Yes, because I would say that if you're talking about college, it's different than talking about high school. And I had always said that because of being a high school coach, I couldn't recruit. I got what I got. I got what I got. And I think coaches win in high school. Great coaches win with great players in high school. I don't know great coaches who aren't winning without great players in high school. I know great coaches who are winning with good players. But great players, in order to win a state title, you need. And listen, we just watched state baseball. There are a lot of great players that didn't even get to the Final Four.
Guess what? The teams that won in Class A and Class B have high-level Division I college players.
Yep.
Oh, maybe even one that's skipping college entirely.
Right? Hey, boom, I'm out. Deuces, right? Deuces. So in the conversation, in the 5 o'clock hour, I want to ask the question again for Nebraska. What do Husker fans want the business plan to look like? And there's no right or wrong answer. It is, how do you want this to look out so that you feel good about it? What is priority one? I still don't know. Austin, we'll try to get to that in the 5 o'clock hour.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that Potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Old School with DP and J.
Thurman Thomas and Bruce set me up like, what are you going to do? You know, and we've been in the playoffs, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go kick it, you know, go home and relax. They were like, nah, you need to train all the way through the Super Bowl. And I'm like, why? But he said, you want to make sure that your body's always conditioned to go to the final day. But I think the Timberwolves are flat out of gas mentally. which then has them physically looking a step slow.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2, DP, Austin Orman. Jay's traveling. He's busy, so we'll hold it down for the next hour. And then Old School, we're going to talk a little Husker baseball. I mean, one-on-one, we're going to talk a little baseball. So Florida has some interesting things in play, and we'll talk about the rules of engagement for regional and super regional play. Because Florida is like, throw the book out the window. Austin, before we get back to this conversation, the text line, you're on fire, because this is a great text we just got. But Austin Orman, let them know about our friends at Certified Piedmontese Beef, the Mercado.
Friends is right. They have come through for us time and time again. Perfect grilling weather. Send us a picture, right? Twitter, text line, Facebook, however it is, use social media. Put something on the grill from the Mercado. Tag them in it. Tag us in it. We'll retweet it. We'll give you props for it. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, 168th and Maple in Omaha. Every type of meat and every type of cuts.
I think this is a great question. So we're talking, value system priority. What's first? Priority 1, priority 1A, 1B. And I asked Austin a question in the break that I'm going to ask again, but here's from the text line. Think about it this way. If the players and coaches were all placed in a draft together, who would be the number 1 pick? Would it be a coach or a player? Probably depends on the sport, but that's another way to think about it. Fantasy draft with coaches and players on the board, I'm probably taking a coach with pick number 1. End of round 1, you may start looking at players. Except if it's the NFL, I'm not taking Andy Reid before I take Patrick Mahomes. No.
I'm not taking Andy Reid before Allen or Jackson or Burrow or keep going.
So we know that at the high school level, you take a coach. Only because you know more about the coach than you do the 17-year-old that you're going to bet this whole thing on. College, especially Power 5. Power 5, would you have wanted to be the person who bet your entire legacy on Jim Harbaugh and then have him not only do what he did, good and bad, but then bounce, jet ski, out?
Yeah. To me, college is the situational thing, right? Like you said, Power 5, more often than not, you're taking players.
Like, I think you would, to some degree, I don't know that, is there a superstar quarterback that
in college football?
No.
I'm not taking Carson Beck before I'm taking Kirby Smart.
Right. So, but
am I taking Shedeur over Dion? Probably.
Right. Like that's a real thing.
Ewers and Sark is close. Probably Ewers, but I don't know.
We're not sure, because I would have taken the Michigan running back over a lot of coaches.
Corum, yeah, absolutely.
It's a thing. So I don't know if it's at Nebraska. You wouldn't have taken an assistant coach over Dylan Raiola.
No.
And then I asked this question as well, that if the number 1 left tackle in the entire country on the high school level says, hey, Nebraska, I've just come to a point where, listen, whoever writes me the biggest number wins. That's where I'm going to play. I'm going to play well no matter where I go. I'm going to go to the league no matter where I go. I can't play I'm not going to allow myself to be played down past a lottery pick in the NFL, top 10 player. But write the number, and I'm in. Austin, you are now the guy who gets to say yes or no to that request. What do you say, Austin Orman?
I'm saying, hey, Tony White, remember that raise? Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, Glenn Thomas, enjoy Pittsburgh again, brother.
Right? Like, I mean, if the number one receiver in the country says, I want to play at Nebraska, just the money has to be right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same number that your new special teams coach is going to get. You take the number one receiver or the special teams coach?
I like my old special teams coach a lot more right now.
Come on back. Come on.
My bad.
Come on back, Chris Farley.
For someone else.
Come on back, Ed. Come on back, Ed. We cool. Well, I mean, because I think this is kind of what the space that we're in. And I find all of this comedy because so many of the conversations that I've had with universities around the country and different levels, right? Some are, I can mention Shawan, they're not going to be mad. Like, they're not going to be mad. Virginia State's not going to be mad that you're talking about, okay, you talk about Spartan, you're talking about Norfolk State, okay, yeah, cool. But Austin, because all of the schools are different, every single school in the discussion for NIL and Power 5, in this agreement, right? They all have different, because Northwestern isn't going to work from the same financial pool, right? They're not. And, oh, by the way, the Ivy League still hasn't budged. Ivy League is like looking over the fence from its mansion, its elevated mansion, mind you, because, yeah, the Ivy League, right? Like,
yeah.
Now, wouldn't you rather be the athletic director at Harvard than most Power 5 schools? Or less than Power 5 school?
I mean, on the one hand, it's Harvard, but on the other hand, it's Harvard.
Harvard or Yale or Harvard or Kansas State and Kansas. Yeah. Yeah. Right. To not have to deal with scholarships, right? Because now, remember, Ivy League doesn't do scholarships.
No.
They don't have, listen, and their league makes as much money as they want to make from it. Yeah, I'm not sure, bruh.
I don't know.
Would you rather be so Ivy League or James Madison, right?
Oh, Dukes.
You would rather be the Dukes. You
yes.
would rather be on the outside looking in and watching Virginia and Virginia Tech pay millions of dollars to their athletes, and you're in Harrisonburg thinking, hey, I'm going to have enough talent to exist in this space.
It's just a different kind of politics you're playing, right?
It's all different stuff.
To me, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. I don't know Ivy League politics. I feel like I had not a great grasp, but a slightly better grasp on college athletics.
They have
politics.
all the money. They have all the money.
Right, but
all
how
the
much
money
do they
that the
use
Power
it?
Fives.
Yeah, they have.
Like to say that they have.
Yeah,
the Ivy League actually.
Right.
Like, and it's
and
not.
What are they doing with it?
And it's not trust. This is full trust fund money.
Yeah.
This is still.
When's the last time Yale won a natty? 1920. That's why I'm not doing it. That's why I'm not doing it. 1920. Jay Berwanger. Fielding Yost.
And they could care less.
I'm telling you where my priorities are at.
Less.
I know.
Culligan J, I'm trying to read your text, man. I think it's fantastic. It says, so you don't take Andy Reid before you take quarterback. No, not that quarterback.
You take Andy Reid before Alex Smith.
Let's be clear. Like it's just his quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not taking Andy Reid before I take Patrick Mahomes. I'm not sure. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL I take before I take Andy Reid.
What's that list?
quarterbacks that I would take before I took Andy Reid, it's really not that long. Now that I think about it, Mahomes.
Josh Allen?
No.
CJ Stroud?
No.
Lamar?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
If Andy Reid was 60, maybe. But Andy Reid's on the
he's on the downslope.
So Stroud has some elevation in play, but still no. Because he hadn't done what Andy Reid's done. Like Andy Reid's the Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. Stroud is the second-year guy who hasn't played a down of his second year yet.
Lamar.
Ooh, close.
Burrow.
No.
Okay. Justin Jefferson or Andy Reid?
Because of the position, Andy Reid is at the top of a much tougher position than the depth at wide receiver. So probably Andy Reid, because I can always go and get 5 wide receivers that are in the Jefferson conversation.
Myles Garrett or Andy Reid?
Andy Reid.
TJ Watt?
If it was young JJ Watt?
Yeah. Okay.
Baby JJ Watt? JJ Watt. Because of what he did in the community outside of that. TJ hasn't earned. I'm a member. Oh, I got in trouble in Texas for saying this. In Pittsburgh, because I said that we're giving TJ too much credit because of JJ. JJ was the best player in football for 2.5 years, right? TJ, third best defensive player, fourth, maybe.
Ray Lewis or Andy Reid?
Ray.
Ed or Andy?
Ray.
Ed Reid or Andy?
Ed's. I don't know that Andy Reid's one of the top 20 coaches in NFL history. Ed Reid is one of the top 20 safeties in NFL history, and it's a vital cog position. That's how I measure it out.
Okay.
Right? That
trying to think through that.
That Mahomes' place at the quarterback position is so evolving forward with forward projection because he's put a lot of work into the pool. That I still think he's got, like, if we looked in the crystal ball and said Patrick Mahomes wins 2 more Super Bowls, we believe it.
Yeah.
If they say he wins 4, we're like, okay. Like, I'm not mad because, hey, I don't know, the last great quarterback in the league went on a tear. And if we had said 25 years ago that, hey, Tom Brady will be the GOAT, everybody would have laughed. Everybody would have thrown jelly beans at whoever said it. So, right?
Yeah.
Like year 2 of Tom Brady, GOAT, get out of here. Like you don't take then it becomes, because remember, like now, Belichick is not in the conversation.
He's on the periphery. He's out of the league right now.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like the GOAT, Hoodie is not. 2 years ago, Hoodie's pick number 1. Literally 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So
who's the second best coach in the NFL right now, and how long in this hypothetical draft do we wait between Andy Reid and them in terms of picks?
I'm gonna really rattle some cages here. 2 and 3 coaches for me. You ready for this? I'm
ready.
To me, it's John Harbaugh and Mike Timlin.
That's where I landed too.
Like that. Like those are. Sorry, like if
I think you're on
in the draft for coaches, right? That can give me another 10-year run with high standards. Again, that Timlin's he's shown you that, hey, I can win without a quarterback. Like, hey, man.
I get you 9.
Right? Like, okay. And then, Harbaugh was like, look, I don't have a 1A outside of Lamar at any position. At 0 position.
0.
So if you tell me, like in that conversation of do you pay coaches before players, we now know that there's 5 coaches that are in the conversation in the NFL of going before players.
Who are your other 2 then? So you have Reid, Tomlin, and Harbaugh.
Reid, Tomlin, Harbaugh. I want to give the Niners some credit. Like I just do. Like you managing that roster.
Mm-hmm.
Managing that roster.
So Shanahan, just number 4.
And I really like the DC fan in me, the former DC fan in me wants to renege that and go, no, don't say it out loud.
You can't do it.
Like, don't say it out loud.
I'll say it for you.
Don't say it out loud. 5, I'm really not sure that there's 5 now that I think about it.
McVay, no. Ryan,
No.
too young. Campbell, 1 year so far. LaFleur, too young. McDaniel, too young.
No, don't. No.
Jim Harbaugh hasn't proven it again in the NFL yet.
No.
Sean Payton, outside looking in.
Right. Like think about that. Because, and here's how I got into the conversation. I was in Carolina and the same thing, kind of the lane. And it was naming the best coaches, college coaches. And I went, ooh. Like it's a shallow pool. The guys in Carolina asked if Pete Carroll was number 5. And I said, if you asked me that 3 years ago, the answer is yes. But that's not like Belichick and Carroll were always in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
When you remove them from the pool, if you had asked me 4 years ago, I would have thought that Zach Taylor would be in the conversation. He's not.
No.
He's not in the conversation. And then I'm still stunned, right? Because we don't know what LaFleur is going to be. We don't know what McVay is going to be. We don't really know what McDermott's going to be.
McDaniel,
like we don't know. So it's a 4-horse race with coaches. And of those 4 coaches, and again, I'm not sure that outside of Mahomes, I think, and it's a weird time in life that 2 tight ends are in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That I still take Kelsey. And as a matter of fact, there are a couple of tight ends that because it's such a vital cog position in the NFL, in today's NFL.
What about, I know he just retired, but what about Aaron Donald? Is he a unique enough player to spend a high draft pick on, or do you go a different direction before you take him?
Well, if this was 3 years ago, Aaron Donald's in the pool. Like Aaron Donald, it's Mahomes and Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is going to pay the price of being an undersized big man in the NFL. It has to catch up. Dan Campbell falls into the third 5, maybe, just because of the longevity. He doesn't have the longevity to potential, right? I mean, he's a project.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking him in the lottery.
No.
Right? I'm not taking him in the lottery. I'm not sure.
You're happy if he slides to you, but you don't want to be the one to reach and take it.
Yeah, like I'm smart enough to know he's not going to hurt me, but I'm just not sure I can build my foundation on him.
Yeah.
Quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Quite yet. I mean, he's still got some juice. So there really aren't, like, that really is a thing that stuns me.
What about the NBA?
Think about this, that Mahomes and Lamar are really like the only people in the penthouse at quarterback in the NFL.
I'm giving Josh Allen the room.
I'm not letting that dude in. No, I am not. No, not yet.
Sorry, my J Foreman.
Why? No, why? I mean, like, he's one of the best. He gets them in the top 8 teams in the league, but he's not the dude.
I think Josh Allen elevated this year's Buffalo Bills team to more than they were. I think he's got that quality about him.
I actually think the opposite. I think that other quarterbacks would have put them in Super Bowl. They would have been nose to nose with the Chiefs and figured out a way to win. I fully expected Josh Allen to do something late in the game to keep Buffalo Bills from going to Super Bowl.
Was the Stephon Diggs drop a bad throw by Josh Allen?
No, but playmakers make plays. Like, make a throw. We say, was that a good throw, coach? Did he catch it? Like, ultimately, your responsibility. It's everything. Like, plays have to be made.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not anti Josh Allen. I'm just not ready to put him in the penthouse. He's not MVP caliber Lamar Jackson. Two-time MVP.
Lamar, right.
Two-time MVP. Like, no. You got to have two MVPs to get to the top, to be in the penthouse in the NFL. You asked about the NBA. This is interesting because, okay, let's take the break and try to, wow, because the player coach conversation in the NBA, and peep this, it gets even wackier in baseball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It gets even wackier.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll continue down the path. We're down the rabbit hole now. Might as well stay there with us.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through June 4th is buy 2 New York strips, get 1 sirloin for free. Also, $1.50 off gelato pints and scoops of gelato for just 50 cents. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. See an afternoon high around 78. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are so down the rabbit hole.
Right where we belong, right?
We said DP must sleep on Sundays. Jared Goff is a stone cold killer. He's a killer, but would you so here's the question. Would you take again a draft? And in that room is Andy Reid, Tomlin, Harbaugh, or Jared Goff? Stop it. Stop it. You bumped your head. You bumped your head. Stop it. Stop it. That's not even that. Come on.
Yeah, if you're asking me Jared Goff or Dan Campbell, we can have a conversation.
I don't know that you like who do you take?
I take Campbell, but
right,
it can at least be a conversation.
Okay. Just from the Detroit Lions, how many players do you take before you take Jared Goff? Hutchinson goes way before Goff.
Laporta might.
Wide
Laporta
receiver.
might go. St. Brown.
St. Brown.
Might go.
Right? Like,
would you? Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs.
But
maybe.
I mean, come on. I understand, but I don't really. He said he's better than Josh Allen.
Nah, bruh.
I'm not. Okay. Let me say this though. Jared Goff has done what the critics of Josh Allen need to see. So there's some merit and validity to that, right? That Jared Goff has accomplished, he's literally accomplished a thing. And to say that the talent that he had was less than what Jared Goff had. I mean, that Josh Allen had.
Allen.
Right? So, not that Goff is a bad quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. But in the draft of what we're trying to talk about and trying to pick what's the most important thing, that quarterbacks were in play. Like it's a fantastic thing to see what it is. Frick says Tom Thibodeau as the NBA choice. So I don't like. Again, the playoffs are real, and they're still living in the NBA, right? So we're watching the four best teams this year because that's how you got there. Right? Sorry, Denver. You're fifth best, sixth best, depending on where you want to put OKC, all the teams that get knocked out, okay, fine. But would you, in a draft, would you take Tom over Pop?
Age is a variable.
It's a part.
But
still.
Tell me how crazy I am. I take at least 25 NBA players before I take a single coach in a draft.
And I'm not. I'm
maybe
well,
more.
Well,
maybe more.
Well, I'm not sure if it's. I don't know. I wouldn't go that deep. If you said 10, yes.
Who's the best coach? Let's start there. Let's start with that.
Ooh, this is such a Harrison Arn. Go tap on the window. Let's get Harrison in here for this. Right, because this is a Harrison Orange conversation.
He walked out. Well, snag.
Oh, yeah. This is okay. So, if we said that Tyronn Lue with the Rays and the Clippers, Nick Nurse Malone at the Nuggets, since he is a champion. Kerr, champion. Spoelstra, champion. Popovich, champion. If you're starting, okay, you know who I would take first? Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr. Best manager of talent, best flexibility in handling personality profiles, style of play, legacy. And I think Kerr, Pop, Spoelstra, like I'm a huge Spoelstra fan. So those 4.
Okay, I'll amend my previous statement to 20 players. There are 20 players in the NBA I would take ahead of any NBA head coach right now.
Ooh, I don't know, bro. I don't. Okay, while I am a fan of the NBA's talent pool, there he is. Yeah. Let's get Harrison in here. This is a Harrison Arns conversation. This is a Harrison Arns conversation. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Get in here, Harrison Arns. We have a question for you because we're trying to work through importance, player versus coach importance, versus coach importance, and in it for the NFL, we came up with a group of. So if you put the coaches and players in a pool, and you were drafting, who would you take? Well, in the NFL, it's like Patrick Mahomes and a few handful, and then there's maybe 3 coaches that sit in the top. There are not as many quarterbacks in the top 20 picks as you would imagine. But then we bounce over to the NBA, and Austin asked the question: so if you're drafting in the NBA and coaches and players are in the pool, players and coaches,
still taking Jokic first.
I don't know that I do that now.
Well, you're looking at Spoelstra and Popovich, unless you got another great playoff coach you really want to throw in the mix. Steve Kerr. You can throw him in there as well. But I think I'm still going with the player. I'm going to go with the player first. Would you take a coach first? Are you taking the playoff-minded coach before the player?
I'm a believer. One, it depends on what my intention is. So if I'm doing business, see, remember that whether it's college or pro, no matter what the sport, the people in positions of power to make these decisions about how to form a team or organization, are you doing business first or are you trying to win first? And the two don't, as we fully know, the two don't always. There are people who would rather win and then take whatever money came from winning because that seems organic and natural and good for the game. But then there are people who are like, money first, I need to get rich or richer. And then if I win, my hobby now has, because they're not getting rich because of this, they're rich somewhere else. And then they're using the sport to get richer and to be more entertained.
Yeah. I'm still rolling with the player first because I think you look at Monty Williams when he was with the Phoenix Suns, then he goes to the Detroit Pistons. If you don't have the roster around you, it doesn't matter. You can have a great coach.
That's the conversation we were having. Like that's the conversation we were having earlier.
Yeah.
Right. So give me the top 5 coaches in the NBA.
Okay, we're gonna go we're going Steve Kerr, Spoelstra, Greg Popovich. You can toss those guys in any order you really want to. I mean, you probably go Denver Nuggets. You're probably taking Coach Malone out of there, and then you got to roll with Boston.
Ty Lue?
Ty Lue maybe. I mean, where are you at with Ty Lue? I'm taking Missoula. Ty Lue, he's on the fringe. He's not out of the picture, but he's on the fringe.
What about Udoka in Houston?
Yeah, Houston, they got to prove it to me more. Give me some more runs, but I'm not going to sign off on that one. I still think it's just better coaches with better resumes.
Where's
out there.
From the text line? Where's Carlisle in your? And I'm a Virginia guy, so there's some leverage and there's some boots on the pavement sort of vibe.
Nick Nurse.
Nurse is.
I'm a Nurse guy.
I am too. I was also a Budenholzer guy, and he didn't get a job this year. So
look what that
he's
guy.
in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Look what that guy.
That's right. He's taking over for Phoenix.
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, come on. Listen, all of these dudes have been fired.
Yeah.
Except
Well,
for
the
Popovich.
Cleveland coach just got fired as well.
Right, like
Staff,
Pop's the only one
Mhm.
going, oh, yeah, I've been here. I ain't going anywhere.
But that's the question. Popovich, though, is he still a great coach, or is he in the Belichick operating off a legacy right now?
Well, listen.
Is he worth being the highest paid coach in the NBA?
What he did with Wemby, yeah, Pop can still go.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's fair.
like he took a unique project and manifested it into the player of the year. So I'm not and a defensive player of the year, like caliber player. He was all NBA defense. But then who were the first 5 in your draft?
Okay, we're going coaches and players.
Coaches and players.
I'm still taking Jokic 1 overall. It's been these are like 29 other. I think we got other teams
You just
drafting. I
watched
gotta
what
wait.
Anthony
full-
Edwards did to Joker's team.
Yeah, I mean, Joker still put up crazy numbers through the entire
But
thing.
he didn't put up Anthony Edwards winning type numbers.
Arguably, I mean, he did the other guys around him, but for the most part, I mean, that last game there was just the rough showing. The fact that I got pushed to 7, but I mean, he's
gotta
still
ask
3-time MVP in 4 years. I'm not taking Edwards over
I have
Jokic.
to ask you because I was asked this and I hated them for doing it, but it was the absolute gospel. Would you have taken take Anthony Edwards off of Minnesota and put him
Okay.
on Denver?
Yep.
And take Joker and put him on Minnesota. Same result, right?
Yeah, Minnesota wins it. If Jokic is on Minnesota, Minnesota wins it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You tell me you have 3 big guys with Jokic, Towns, and Gobert on that roster.
Well, that's what.
Which one of them gets pushed
right,
out?
like,
is the question.
like, it's not. There's some depth to it, but so Joker's pick number 1.
Yeah, because I think we get lost in like a lot of these Denver Nuggets role players. They've really elevated their game.
Then your
but
coach
so
better-
much of
you-
that.
You better make a really good decision with your coach.
Yeah, well, it depends. How many great coaches are left on the board
Well,
when I
you-
get back out there. If I'm stuck with Doc Rivers, I'm not planning on winning conference finals.
So Joker.
Yeah, we'll go Joker 1.
I like it.
I think
Austin,
if
who's
I
your
could
one?
grab a coach, I'm grabbing a coach. Go ahead.
Joker, Luka, Wemby, and then a couple flavors of the month in the running at 4 and 5. I mean, Giannis has to be in the conversation. Joel has to be in the conversation. Tatum's got to be in the conversation. Ant's got to be in the conversation.
Steph falling
LeBron's
off.
still in the league. Steph's still in the league. KD's still in the league. But my top 3 are very clear. And
Okay.
it's Jokic, Luka, and Wemby.
Harrison, top 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm not too far off. I'm taking Jokic. I'm gonna take Shea over Luka though. Just way more consistent. And for that 3, do I go with the young guy and Victor Wembanyama? I mean, his block numbers are insane. I'm gonna take the coach first. Give me Spoelstra, and then I'll take Victor Wembanyama. But I mean, Spoelstra. I mean, he proves it every single year with the Miami Heat. I mean, they shouldn't have got 1 game on that Celtics team without Jimmy Butler, and he finds a way to pull it off.
Like that's the conversation, right? That every organization, every university has to go back to square one and say, for whatever resources we have, whatever level, right? If you're James Madison, if you're Creighton, if it's just basketball, if it's Duke, and you still got to compete at the highest level in basketball and still compete at football, what its priority is. What is the priority? And do you take care of coaches before you take care of players? Because if you believe that your coach will guide you to either more money or winning, and the two aren't always connected. So you have to, for Nebraska has to ask itself the question, are we doing business first or are we winning first? And that will tell you, with all the NIL stuff and all the transfer portal stuff, what the moves are going to be. You going to go get assistant coaches or are you going to go get players? And for $5 million, Harrison Orange, here's the final question before the break. I give you $5 million. Do you go and hire an offensive and defensive coordinator for the Huskers? Or do you go and get 10 5-star players for the Huskers?
Well, that's a great question. Okay. You know what? Give me the coaches. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the players are. I mean, if you got coaches that don't know what they're doing, they can just waste that 5-star talent right out the drain. You going players?
I'm going ballers, man. Get me some dogs. I'll give me some dogs, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm giving me some dogs. Like, I'm just saying it. Yeah. All right. So, Harrison, we'll go to break, man. We'll come. So, you just found out Chancellor Brewington is going to join me on one-on-one. I was going to talk baseball, but I'm going to make Chancellor the athletic director of the Huskers.
Oh, that'll be tough. He's a baseball guru, too, if you want to go that route.
So, his dad almost was my teammate. He played at VCU after I did. So, that's a really good thing. Harrison, thank you. Austin, throw us the break. We'll come back, close out Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your liberty and freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to defending the liberty and pursuing justice for those accused. Going to court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we carry that burden for you. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This gets just more bonkers by the minute. Right. I mean, from the text line, did Kerr win those championships mainly because of Steph and others? Like, we don't know what kind of coach Kerr is with, like, what would he do with Detroit's roster? What would Pop do with Detroit's roster? And then the other thing was, I pretty much imagined that Pop and Kerr would have done everything. One, they would have nudged the GM to not make those personnel decisions that they made, right? That's part of the power of all the coaches that we're talking about.
Well, never forget as well that it wasn't Steve Kerr's idea to go small. Right? That was an assistant, like mid-level staffer who gave him that idea that he then gets credit for implementing, but that wasn't a Kerr-generated thought.
Yeah, we find out that not all coaching decisions are genius plays. Sometimes they're in the right place, right situation, right circumstance. Right? It may not be directionally what was intended, but the right person was in play when the distraction happened or when the chaos happened. I can't let you get out of here without turning this to baseball. Best skipper in baseball. Yeah.
Would have said probably Dusty, but he's retired.
Right.
Would have said Tito, but he's retired. Do you give the nod to Dave Roberts at this point?
Well, I mean,
Kevin Cash.
You go.
The real answer is Matt Quatrero, but I'm trying to be unbiased.
Well, no, you kind of have to go to the reigning defending.
Oh, Boshi, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go there, and then, right, and you talk about that Craig Counsell, AJ Hinch for whatever.
Yeah.
Finger crossed. You got to Alex Cora again. Finger crossed. Dave Roberts again. Finger crossed.
Dave at least got one.
Snicker, Aaron Boone, Bob Melvin.
But you're taking a lot of players in baseball before you're taking a single manager.
So
I think it's closer to the NBA conversation than the NFL conversation.
I think that you take several rounds of players before you take a skipper in the baseball pool.
I'm with you.
But then it becomes, do you take an everyday player or a pitcher?
Always an everyday player. Always.
So who's the best pitcher in baseball?
Best pitcher in baseball right now? I mean, probably Garrett Cole, but he's on the shelf.
Okay, so just say it's healthy Garrett Cole. Can he shut down a Judge, Soto, Stanton lineup?
Maybe, but it's only once every 5 days.
20% effectiveness?
As opposed to 80%?
Well, but
80%.
Is there a player in Major League Baseball who can help you win 80% of your games? No.
Well, it's not 80%. It's 80% of the time that they start. It's 80% of the 20%.
80% of the 20%.
Right? That's the conversation. It's not 80%.
80% of the 20%.
It's 80% of the 20%. You get more value out of an everyday position player in baseball than you do a starting pitcher.
During the regular season?
Still, yes.
Playoffs, World Series, no. Pitching.
It's still closer.
Pitching.
It's closer, but still position player.
Oh, if we're doing
you play Juan Soto every day. You pitch Steven Strasburg twice.
Yeah, but that's why the Nats won. That's literally why they won.
Because of their lineup.
No.
Soto, Rendon.
No, Scherzer, Strasburg, man, those were the dudes. Those were the dudes.
Pitching's important, but on a raw value scale position players.
That's the Astros of that lineup, that pitching lineup that they put together.
Well, yeah, when you have 4 or 5 of them. But if you're telling me one for
the
one.
Atlanta Braves, name the Atlanta Braves regular lineup around Maddox, Glavin, Smoltz.
Right, but that's the point. You have 3 of them. If you have 3 of them, I'm taking rotation. If you're giving me a 1-by-1 player draft.
But is there value in taking the 3 aces with your first 3 picks rather than getting in the pool and getting a Juan Soto and an Aaron Judge? Wouldn't you go and get a Garrett Cole so that you have somebody that combat everybody else's killer lineup?
I still think I lean in the direction of everyday players.
Yeah, I'm an everyday player kind of guy, so I'm good with that. Like, I'm good with that. Well, we threw away an entire script because we went down the rabbit hole. Yep, all the way down. Just throw that script. Yeah, Kobe. We throw it all away. Don't go anywhere. Chancellor Brewington will join me on one-on-one. We're going to put the young man. First of all, we found out how he's feeling from last night because that Hot Ones competition almost got him. And then we will get inside the baseball and football brain. That is Chancellor Brewington. We'll do that next up here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings family bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your liberty and freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to defending the liberty and pursuing justice for those accused. Going to court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we carry that burden for you. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877